Okay, hello and assalamualaikum everyone. So our group today will be present about the virtual violence in the advent of Metaverse. So there will be two people in our group. So the first one is me myself. My name is Hanna binti Hishamuddin with matrix number 207848, and my partner is Nurul Syafiqah binti Ismail with matrix number 206201. So in this presentation, will be covered six parts. The first one will be introduction. The second one will be virtual violence issue in Metaverse. The third one will be the impact of virtual violence. The fourth will be the real life example. The fifth will be the ways to prevent the issues. And the sixth one will be the conclusion. So moving to the first part is introduction. So what is Metaverse? Okay, so what is actually a metaverse? So metaverse is a 3D virtual realm that is identical to the real world created by mankind, where humans can experience an unprecedented life that they could not have in the real world. So in metaverse, billions of people work, play, shop, and interact with each other. So undoubtedly, connectivity is very ubiquitous part in human life, and the advent of metaverse will advance how the mankind to another world of immersive experience and hyper connectivity. But however, an ethical issue will be rises with this metaverse realm. So, for this presentation to Syafiqah.
I will continue our presentation by explaining the impacts of virtual violence and the real-life example. The impact of virtual violence. There are three impacts of virtual violence. Firstly, is desensitization. Desensitization means that a person is no longer affected by extreme acts of behavior, such as violence, and also fails to show empathy or compassion as a result. In some situations, they actively seek out this type of scenario for the user to adrenaline rush and sense of power. Next, the second one is the potential of psychological risk. One of the psychological risks is cyber addiction. People who become addicted to virtual reality games, and as a consequence, they start to blur the boundary between real life and virtual life. Lastly is the sexual harassment. The sexual harassment is a sexual assault toward avatar in the virtual world. Even though there is no physical contact, sexual harassment of an avatar in the virtual world may be considered as the sexual assault. Jump to the real-life example. For desensitization, normally people often play the violent game in the virtual reality, such as GTA, Valorant, and many more. They can feel and touch the equipment in the game, such as gun, and can shoot it to the enemy. Does it make them feel surreal? Probably. This action will be replicated into the real-life action. This is not good because it feels dangerous towards other people. Secondly, for the sexual harassment. According to Nina Jan Patel in 2022, she stated that she was sexually assaulted by several men surrounding her. They touched and dropped her avatar's body. This happened within 60 seconds after she entered the platform. This caused her to become trauma, and she don't want to enter any platform of virtual real life again. Lastly is the potential of psychological risk. Students usually addicted to the new technology of virtual reality games. This can hinder their daily routine and it also affects their future. Now I will pass to Hanna to explain about the ways to prevent and also to conclude our presentation.
Okay, thank you to Syafiqah for a good explanation just now. So I'm going to continue this presentation by mentioning the ways to prevent the ethical issue that I've mentioned by Syafiqah. So as previously mentioned by Syafiqah, there will be three issues that may arise in this virtual violence. The first one would be the desensitization. The second is human harassment, and the third one will be psychological risk might be occurred. So okay, so the first way to prevent the issue is that the gaming developers must abide by the rules and regulation while developing the games in Metaverse. For instance, developers of VR gaming must abide by the cultural norms and religious values of Malaysian society. So the VR games that contain extreme violence must not be marketed to Metaverse user, and in order for a game to be published, it must need acquiring from the government permission in order for it to market. So this will help in controlling or prevent the desensitization issue. The next will be prevention to the sexual harassment. So the best way to prevent it by security in hosting platform. So the best way is that developers can build a mechanism that can comprehensive in three aspects, which is known as security in the hosting platform, the property of renter of platform, and the security for use property consumer. So for example, developer can set a mandate of agree to adhere to a strict code of conduct by combining administrative oversight team and also the artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence is very crucial in order to help to identify any abuse, misbehavior, or misinterpretation that can be act right away. So thus this is the best way to help in prevent sexual harassment. And see, owing to the fact that games do affect the mental of the players, violent content must not be overly exposed to user. Developers can build a mechanism to block visual and audio content that even shut down the session when a specific parameter is violated, such as time consumption and also age limit. So the best way to prevent is by identity authentication is one of the good initiatives to validate user identity for accessing Metaverse. So from here, time consumption for user to be exposed to the Metaverse can be set for a certain age of user. Hence, it will be a vital key to refrain user from negating their responsibility in the real physical world. Okay, I think that is all for the prevention part. So before any discussion, I would have to do some conclusion for our topic, which is Metaverse would be a breakthrough in the technology world, and each side must be active in handling this advancement ethically. So I think each and everyone play a very big role in order to prevent this issue from arise, not just government. So I really hope that in future that everyone will take this in order to prevent this issue from arise. So we can live in the Metaverse world and also be peace with it. So I think that's the end of our discussion. Thank you for listening.